I'm going to introduce you. Then you introduce me. I want to introduce you guys to the incredible, the handsome, the kind, the generous, the humble. Although he has two sides to him, he has another side called Gunther, who I absolutely hate. Gunther is the addict, the crazy person, the mean person, the selfish person. But today we have Maingi. He's my friend. I think I can even go as far as to say best friend now. Can we say best friend?
Yeah.
I think we need to fight 3 more times and overcome that fight 3 more times for it to be like best.
So it can solidify.
I now introduce
Okay,
you.
now I'm with the glorious multi-celebrity Kimberly.
Right, guys, so welcome to the YouTube channel. Please smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and please share if you care. So this is episode 3 of the Cool Kid series, right? I think episode 1, episode 2, we went through like Maingi's history, his how he grew up, his childhood and everything. Today I wanted to turn a corner a bit. I wanted us to go to another side of things. I wanted to look at, because a lot of people wonder, why are you guys addicts? Why are you using drugs? Why are you drinking alcohol?
What do you mean? Why?
They wonder. They're like, why did you go and choose to lose your life? Say no to drugs. They're so bad. I'm here to tell you right now, drugs are absolutely fantastic.
And that's the truth. The only
Fantastic.
the only bad part is when it's coming out of your body.
Right, the consequences.
Yes.
Not only the withdrawals when it's coming out of your body, the amount of money you're gonna spend, the lack of interest in your activities and your jobs and your responsibilities, you fail. So there's this good side about drugs, addictive behaviors and alcohol, and then there's the bad side. So I want to talk about the good side, because there's a reason why when somebody tries a drug, even a hard drug like heroin, they don't have the withdrawals the first day, but they'll run and go back.
Exactly,
Right?
because you're chasing for that first time. You know how you felt the first time when you're innocent and you don't know what it will do to you. That's what you're looking for.
So how did you feel the first time when you used heroin?
Well, first of all, I was fighting it because you guys, I didn't know. I was trying not to get too high, but I was there. So I'm trying to tell my mind, okay, sober up. Because I didn't want the full impact, but once I felt it.
How did it react in your body? How was the physical reaction?
It was my heart. It came down.
Slowed down.
I started being a happy person.
Wow, yes.
I started getting interest in life.
Yeah. So he's right. Heroin is a sedative, meaning it's a depressant. So it slows down motor functions in your body, including your heart rate. The good feeling he's talking about is the dopamine release.
Yeah.
Dopamine is released times 1,000 in the reward center of your brain. So how did you feel now on the come down when the drug is now leaving the system, the heroin? They call it come down.
I felt bad because my body is doing things, and without this,
you're not happy anymore.
I'm
You
not
suddenly
happy.
felt depressed. It's like you're crashing down.
Yeah, and you can't think.
Oh no, you're
it's
dizzy,
like
you're confused.
Those guys who shake before they drink.
Yes.
Exactly.
Delirious. You feel very delirious.
You feel you don't want to be connected to the world.
Lack of
because
interest. Good.
They know you as a certain person and how you are and the things that you partake.
Yes.
So it really takes a toll on person.
Right.
You really have to make a serious decision when you're doing these things, because it will affect your whole life.
Right.
Exactly.
And this heroin, how long did the high last for? Once you took the hit right now, how long did you feel good for before you started coming down?
Oh, first of all, I didn't know. No, so I would take a hit. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. So when I started getting lack of money,
how long did the high last? Like, let's say, for me it lasts like 4 hours. When I use heroin, it lasts like 4 hours.
It lasts for like 3 hours, and that's
3 to 4 hours is how long heroin lasts in the
eaten. If I've eaten, it can stay longer. But if I've not eaten like as usual, you wake
Let's
up
even talk
and
about the
first
food
thing-
bit. But as I want to tell you guys, so we've talked about heroin, right? So heroin is a sedative. It's known as a depressant. It lowers the heart rate. It causes a lot of physiological changes in your body. As he said, the high lasts between 3 to 4 hours before it starts coming down in your system. It gets metabolized out really quickly.
Exactly.
Right. So heroin is an opiate. It's usually used as painkillers in the medical field. So you using it without a doctor's prescription is really, really dangerous, because you're putting really strong painkillers into your system.
That's when it becomes a drug.
Right. And do you remember even when you're on heroin, a lot of us have scars and wounds. You don't feel pain.
You don't.
And you want to pick at your wounds and your scabs. That's why you see a lot of heroin addicts have wounds everywhere. How were you using your heroin?
I used to, first of all, I used to put it in my joint.
It's called kufionza.
Yeah, I used to. And then, the stomach pains now would start because now in the morning you've woken up.
Yes.
And that bacteria is still
there. My withdrawals were never in the stomach because I used to sniff heroin.
Yes, you told me.
So he's saying he takes a marijuana stick, a cannabis, and he fionzes. He pulls, heroin is a brownish kind of powder. Yeah. So or a cigarette, and the cigarette is usually a roaster, right? Yeah, roaster. And you pull it up, and it's now in the marijuana stick, and then you light it and you smoke it. So that's inhaling it, right? Heroin can also be used nasally through the nose. And also intravenous, which I tried. Did you ever try intravenous?
I'm scared of needles, kapsa.
Do you know the craziest story I just heard recently about somebody who injects themselves, right? Yeah. They inject themselves. You even know this guy, right? All his veins collapse. It gets to a point your veins collapse. They even hide.
Can't find them.
Exactly. I used to go to the Jico.
People used to look at me and say,
you have the best
your veins.
Oh my God. They disappear. I really think they actually know. Every time I used to buy heroin, my veins would disappear and they were there before. So this guy didn't have any veins. He didn't have any veins on his arms, so he decides to inject his inner thigh.
No.
When he went to inject his inner thigh with the needle that he's used more than 3 times. You're meant to use an injecting needle only once. And we thank God the Kenya government provides these needles, not because they love us drug addicts and us junkies.
It's for the health.
They're trying to stop the spread of HIV.
Exactly.
So each person should have their own needle. So he was using his many times. Maybe the peer educators didn't come, maybe he didn't have a place.
Wouldn't sterilize
So when he goes to inject, right, he has to push harder because it's blunt.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the injecting needle broke? It broke inside, and because the blood is moving, the little needle and it's those small diabetes types injection, it disappeared in his leg. He took a razor blade, his friend, and they tried to cut to find it. They couldn't find it.
What do you mean?
They rushed the guy to MP Shah Hospital. MP Shah said, no, we're not dealing with this madness. We're not dealing with this madness because, in a proper hospital, we need to do an X-ray, we need to go on surgery. And you have no money. He had to go and sit by himself with a wembe and chokora and cutting his whole thigh up to finally pull out that needle, which is this size.
What?
So injecting, what crazy stories have you heard about people who inject? I know people who inject their clitoris as well, their necks.
I've heard when it's a miss.
Yes.
You start getting full. It swells.
Explain what a miss is. What is a miss for somebody who doesn't know?
A miss is when you inject and the blood, it doesn't get to the vein.
You don't inject the vein. You inject the muscle or the flesh.
So that blood is not actually going to the...
It's not flowing.
Yeah, it's not going to where it's supposed
to. So the drug just goes and sits there in the flesh of the muscle, and it just starts becoming a serious kidonda. And it
really
swells,
painful.
and pus comes out. Yeah. It can even become gangrene.
Exactly.
People have lost limbs because of those infections. Because where you're injecting yourself, the area you're in is a drug den. There's pollution everywhere. People don't take showers. It's dirty. Absolutely disgusting. Also, the water that is used, our government also provides water in the injecting kits.
Yes, just don't do it.
But sometimes we don't get the injections. This is Kenya. Some people even say, so what happens is people just use any water, any bottled water, so blood infections, diseases. That's why we started by telling you guys drugs are fantastic.
Yeah,
the feeling is beautiful. How did you feel on heroin?
I felt good, and so long as you do it knowing what you're doing,
G5,
and
you see G5,
like,
you're flying high. You feel like, woo! But now the problem comes when these are the problems we're telling you. These are the consequences. So if you're out there and you're interested in trying heroin and you think it's cool, trust me, you're going to get to a point where needles are breaking in your system. Yep. You have blood infections left, back, and center.
And do you know how you get to that point?
Hepatitis B, hepatitis C,
you know how
HIV.
You get to that point? Because the way you're using it now, it's not
hitting like it used to, right?
Exactly.
Tolerance.
And you can't keep on spending more money to get more. So you decide, this Kawan, since I want this Kawan, let me just inject it in my... Yeah.
Now let's enter crack. I've never tried crack. I've tried cocaine though. I used to buy cocaine. I would buy it for 5,000 because I knew the dealer. And it's sold in like a little vial, like this, a plastic vial, or wrapped in a black little paper bag. And what I would feel, my heart rate would go up. I wasn't able to sleep. I couldn't sleep at all. I had insomnia. I had good feelings, dopamine.
Yeah.
It's like I compare it to mugoka. I think mugoka is the poor man's cocaine, and cocaine is the rich man's food, as they say.
But mugoka is another thing. And
how was crack? How was crack? What is crack, first of all? For some, I don't know crack. Me, I know. First of all, street names. Cocaine in Kenya is just called cocaine. I don't know the street name for what is the street name for crack?
See, it's crack. Because crack is
and dima?
cocaine, dimanga.
Good, that's what I was going to get to, because we're helping parents and families out there. Maybe they'll hear their kid talking about dimanga, they don't know the hell a dimanga is. Crack! Tell us about this thing.
So it's cooked cocaine.
Cooked cocaine. So it's chemical, it's changed chemically.
Exactly.
Right.
I call it a poor man's drug. It's crack cocaine because the poor man can't afford that.
Cocaine, 5,000, 8,000 shilling, they can't.
Exactly.
Even heroin is considered a poor man's drug, right? Heroin you won't find in suburbia, in Runda, in what kind. No. Heroin has been designed, it's very cheap, 150 for one sachet, but very soon your sachets, you're going to be using like 10 to 15 a day.
Yeah.
So you can imagine somebody who's begging on the road with a gunia, you'll give them 100, 200, they run, they get a hit. Or that guy in the matatu makagera, 20 bob, 150, hit. So it's more for them, right? So crack. Why is it cheap? How much is it?
It's $1,000.
$1,000?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound cheap. But one hit takes you for how long?
One hit can take you for a good day. A good day. That's why you need a calm down.
Oh, and how does it look like? I know cocaine is a white powder.
Because it's cooked, yeah?
Right.
It comes in a form of pastry and it sticks together.
Oh, so it's like a white paste that hardens, that rocks up. It becomes like a rock.
Exactly.
So we can compare it to maybe unga that has a bit of water inside yenye mekauka.
But you know how exactly.
Unga ya ngano, chapati unga,
Yes.
So like then, what's the 1,000 size? What can you compare to? Can you compare to the tip of my nail?
It's smaller.
It's smaller than the tip of my nail.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe the tip of your nail, something like that.
Wow. So that's the 1,000 shillings. That's the $10 US.
Yes.
So then, do you just take that one and how does how is it used?
You cut it up.
You can
either cut it up in pieces, however you like to partake.
Or you can hit it the whole thing, or you can divide it.
Yeah, you can divide it. So yeah, but you can't sniff it.
Oh.
And you can't put it in a cigarette or what.
How do you use it?
You use it. There's a special thing called a bunker.
In America they use a crack pipe, which is a glass pipe, and they put it. But in Kenya it's different.
It's bunker. We use.
Imagine like a bomb, like a weed bomb.
Yeah, and then you put something on the top, like a sieve,
like foil.
The smoke will penetrate.
So imagine a soda bottle, a plastic soda bottle, right? Imagine you cut the bottom over there to make it like where you can put something like this, right? And then you put foil paper on the top, so you can put the rock over there, the piece of rock, and it has holes, the foil paper, so that when you light it with a lighter, you pull from the top of the soda like. So the smoke goes in, it's filtered through the water and goes straight into the system. Exactly, imagine a shisha bong. Imagine exactly like a shisha bong.
You put the shisha on top,
right,
with the foil and everything, and then you put the coal.
Right.
But now, instead of putting coal,
right,
you light it.
How does it feel? How does this thing feel?
You feel like a kid on sugar or a kid on coffee.
So there's
you're just
hyper. You're hyper.
You're just on and
really, and it's a good feeling.
Irritating. It's a bit irritating. That's why we look for calm down like alcohol, so that it can sedate a bit and become.
Also, it can level out because you go supernova high.
Yeah, it's like listening to techno. You listen to techno.
Ding, 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 ding,
and you can imagine staying like that for like 3 days.
What? So you don't sleep?
Yeah, there are people. If you smoke enough, if you smoke a lot.
If you have enough money, I go there, I have 10,000.
You can stay awake for almost 2 days.
Oh my God. And that's what's causing now the hallucinations, because I see a lot of, I've been around crackheads.
Yeah.
They're really aggressive.
Yeah.
They become psycho. It's like crazy. Somebody just starts arguing or fighting, or they start talking to something that's not there.
Such a good feeling.
So it's the lack of sleep, the highness, the dopamine, the delirium, and then you feel like Superman. You feel like you can beat everyone.
Exactly, because
no one can play with you.
That's why most of us look for a calm down, usually in form of a joint or alcohol.
To level out.
Yeah.
And crackheads are really strong. I know, like, you get super strong.
Like you've tried Molly, yeah?
Right.
Or some
ecstasy. Ecstasy is Molly.
Something energetic.
Right,
yeah?
right.
That's how you feel. And or coke, you know. You said you drink liquor so that.
Right, you chase it. So it's not so concrete. So when you used crack,
What I used to do is I would drink because it's better. This is how I feel better when I'm using
Right, right.
I drink first, and when I'm just about to get to that blackout drunk, now I take a hit of crack. It sobers me up quickly.
To level it out. So crack is definitely a stimulant. Cocaine is definitely a stimulant. It's an upper, meaning it wakes you up. You're hyper vigilant, you know, very excitable, very happy, you know, and you but you cannot concentrate. You lack concentration. You're jumping from one thing to another, one thing to another.
You can't work.
You can't focus. You can't work. Nothing. You just want to listen to music and move around or talk a lot, a lot of stories, right? It increases the heart rate. I know a lot of people complain about their heart. It feels like a heart attack. It does feel like a heart attack, right? About to happen.
Heart rate is it's beating really
right?
fast.
I know somebody, they told me, Kim, when I take a hit, I pray to God and tell God, if you save me, if I don't get a heart attack, I'll never use crack again. But then they find themselves using crack again. So it's definitely a stimulant and upper. It's very, very dangerous because it affects the heart, as you can see. Blood is rushing very quickly through your veins and your arteries, you know, overwhelming them. And obviously your brain, if you've not slept for 3 days, you can imagine as a normal person, you completely enter delirium. You're in psychosis, complete psychosis.
And you know that thing, if you don't have a grant,
yes,
you're not getting it.
Oh, by the way, is there withdrawals? Is there like heroin? You have to use heroin, otherwise you're in serious withdrawals.
Exactly.
What are the withdrawals for crack?
It's nitaki.
Oh, so it's psychological withdrawals. Yeah. It's not physical. You're not gonna be vomiting. So it's psychological, and a lot of people say they don't sleep. They are very angry and very moody, you know, like when they don't have the crack.
When you taste something good,
you're right,
and you just want to keep
want more and more and more. Yeah. Like me and my Skittles addiction and chocolate.
Exactly.
So it's a psychological withdrawal. A person becomes very moody and aggressive when they don't have it. Even when they're on it, they're very aggressive and moody. And coming down from it will require maybe assistance from alcohol or heroin. I know a lot of people use heroin to calm down, or weed to calm themselves down. And getting on it is very, very addictive because they're high. I never tried it because I knew I was gonna love it. Because every single person who talks to me, they tell me heroin is not the drug, Kim. Heroin is trash.
And nowadays people use that to get out of heroin.
Yeah, people are cross-addicting. I know so many people who have moved from heroin addiction into crack addiction, thinking it's better than the heroin because they say there's no withdrawal. But the psychological withdrawal is enough to knock you out. Yeah. It's 1,000 bob a hit. I know people who spend 20,000. I was being told even if you have 100,000 shillings, you will never be satisfied. You'll keep going for another hit. And there's no point of satisfaction. There's no point you've said, I've had enough. So you're always chasing that initial high that you're never going to catch. Yeah. And you'll blink and you'll wake up and you'll find yourself broke. You are not working. You've not taken a shower. People don't, by the way, cocaine doesn't like to shower. They don't like being clean.
Yeah, you know, even heroin is the same because if you shower,
yes, it brings down the high.
Yeah, inatoka kwa mwili.
Wow.
So the more you stay like that, the more the high stays in your body.
Wow.
Because your pulse.
Hydrophobia, because it brings down the high. And then also you must understand, you want to just be around where this thing is being sold. Yeah. Any drug addict, any user, you don't want to buy the drug and go and have it in a restaurant. No. You want to be where it's being sold so that when you want more, you can get more. Yeah. And you can share. If I don't have 1,000 bob, who has 500, nusuyake, we can share, you know. So you can imagine being in a den. You can imagine. And again, this crack cocaine is for the wealthy, I believe. Crack is the poor man's drug. So you can imagine the area you're using this thing in. Yeah. So
it's not the suburb, it's not there are broken bottles, rusty nails, needles.
It's disgusting. People fighting, blood.
Smell his feet.
You know, nobody has any, there's no consciousness, there's no second thought. People are animals, you know, people actually live like animals. You know, there's no care for the next person. People are selfish. It's a very toxic environment, you know. So you can imagine when you spend enough time there, you also become that.
Oh yeah.
You also become, that's what I was calling him Gunther earlier on. You start adapting these horrible behaviors, becoming rude, becoming a thief, becoming all sorts of things. So slowly, a person doesn't only become addicted to the drug, but you also become addicted to the environment. And the people.
You can't leave that environment because it's fun and that's the only thing, you know. And if you go out there, some guy will just hit you with a rock. Yes. You guys, me, I've not seen someone like this talking reasonable sense.
The toxicity of that area, it's crazy, but then you want to be there. You know, you want to get out of the house and be there. Kidogo, you start sleeping there. Kidogo, you start asking yourself, why am I even paying rent? Let me just live there. You know, and that is how a person ends up homeless. It's true.
And even me, I've been through there. There's a time I used to sleep there for like 3 months.
Yes.
And you know, if it wasn't for Ndugu guy, and they were just like, mind you, just go home. Come every day, but just make sure you sleep at home.
Wow. So I want to end the session there so that we can do the next session where we talk about our own personal experiences with drugs, how they made us feel, the things we went through, the crazy stories, how you almost ended up homeless, how I ended up homeless. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe. If you have any topic ideas, write on the comment below. If you have any advice, write in the comments below. If there's anything you want to tell us, write in the comment below. Smash that like button. Share if you care. We love you guys so much and thank you for the support. Yes, buy t-shirts. Support us, you guys. We have big dreams. We want to take this thing international. So thank you so much for your support.
Love you.